The iconic toucan, it says Costa Rican as coffee, salas, and volcanoes. The toucan, the colorful creature we associate with so many things from TV shows to beer to Fruit Loop cereal. This bird symbolizes exotic creatures for so many people, and its enormous beak only makes it more tropical. I want to tell you 30 facts about this spectacular bird. Get your pen and paper and write this stuff down. The Toco toucan is actually the largest toucan of all the species, measuring in at a whopping 25 inches with an 8-inch neon orange beak. The toucan's colorful brilliance is actually smartly designed camouflage for the rainforest, allowing them to hide amongst the South African plants and the fruits, all the beautiful flowers. The toucan's enormous bill means that when compared to the size of its body, it has the largest bill of all in all the world's birds. Toucans are actually an endangered species due to the habitat being destroyed with the removal of huge chunks of rainforest. But as toucans adapt so quickly, they are able to survive. South America is the home of the toucan. The rainforest bird has over 40 species in its spectrum. Keep in mind that Costa Rica has 6 of those 40 species. Toucans take shelter in hollowed-out trees, usually created by woodpeckers. Number 7, toucans manage their body temperature by adjusting the blood flow to their beak, as more blood means more heat release. Due to this, the creatures sleep on their beak to conserve heat. Number 8, a baby toucan is incubated for around 20 days. When they're born, they don't have the characteristic beak. They develop this as they grow. Due to the sheer size of the beak, it would be sensible to think it weighs a fair amount, but actually, due to the little air holes, the beak is actually quite light. The Fruit Loops mascot is actually a toucan known as Toucan Sam. The bird has been the face of Kellogg's cereal for around 60 years now. I remember eating those when I was a kid. The tongue of one of these black and orange flying wonders is actually a whopping 6 inches long but very narrow. Number 12, the toucan is etched into totem poles as a symbol of showmanship and communication according to Native American tribes. Toucans live in the northern parts of South America, the Caribbean, and southern Mexico. Of course, Central America as well. Number 14, unlike other birds, the toucan's beak is actually rather soft, so much that they are unable to use it for conventional methods like fighting or digging. Simply not hard enough. The average life expectancy of a toucan is a very impressive 20 years. Even with the destruction of their habitat, the biggest threat these birds face is the pet trade. The colorful nature makes them very appealing, but it threatens their numbers. The bird actually has a serrated edge to their beak designed to act as a way of handling food, very much like a knife. The inside of the beak is made of bone, whereas the outer beak itself is actually made of keratin, like your fingernails. Number 19, a combination of colors is possible for the color of a toucan's beak, not the conventional orange we all know. They can be brown, red, green, yellow, or even black, depending on the species. Unlike almost every other bird, these actually become noisier as the day progresses, with the late afternoon being their preferred period for calling. When Europeans first arrived in the Americas, it is said that the toucan was actually one of the first birds they would have seen. Belize has the rainbow-billed toucan as its national bird. I think we should have that as our national bird as well. Number 23, one close relative to the toucan is actually the woodpecker, not the hornbill as they're often mistakenly linked to. Number 24, a baby toucan is actually called a chick. Makes sense. In 2015, a social media storm was caused when a toucan was viciously attacked by Costa Rican teens. The bird had its beak badly damaged and caused Costa Rican animal law to be put under scrutiny. Number 26, humans Snakes and jaguars are supposedly the biggest predators of the toucan. Number 27, the toucan doesn't actually use its wings to fly very far. Due to their tiny size, the wings act more like a glider to take them short distances, preferring to hop tree to tree rather than to fly. Guinness, the black stout, has the toucan as one of their logos, offer an advertising hunt in 1935 for a logo was ended when S.H. Benson visited the zoo and created the famous toucan. Number 29, there is a constellation named after the wonderful bird. The Toucan has most of the small Magellanic Cloud inside it. Number 30, Dora the Explorer would often get advice from her Spanish friend, Senor Toucan. So there we have it. 30 amazing facts about the toucan. Whatever you think about this humble toucan, even with its disproportionate physique, you can't deny that it is a very magnificent bird. Hey, when you're in Costa Rica, search out these beautiful creatures. Again, there are 6 different species of toucans in Costa Rica. Be sure to Google that and learn all about it. Learn where they are and go to that area, because I'll tell you one thing, if you see a toucan in person, and I will suggest that you also look for the scarlet macaw. When you see these 2 birds in person, they will definitely change your life. Hey, Pura Vida, just wanted to get this one out today for you. Thanks for listening. Be sure to listen to our other 2,150 episodes. Actually, a little bit more than that. The name of our series is Costa Rica Pura Vida Lifestyle Podcast Series. We are found on all major podcast venues, iHeartRadio, Spotify, the Apple and the Google podcast platforms, Podchaser, Podbean, and there's 10 or 15 more. Simply Google our name and all the links will be provided for you. Hey, thanks so much for listening. We appreciate it, and we'll see you tomorrow, same time.